What is good, YouTube? Welcome back to another video. And today I'm going to be talking about Ryan Poles and what he's done for the Chicago Bears. Without further ado, please like, please subscribe. We're on the road to 500 subscribers. Without further ado, let's get on with the video. So, in my opinion, Ryan Poles has done a really good job as the general manager of the Chicago Bears. The situation that he was put into when Ryan Pace left the Chicago Bears was not a good situation that any GM would have wanted to go to. Um, the Bears were in cap hell when Ryan Pace came. Ryan Poles also had a terrible QB situation. Not saying Justin Fields was bad or anything. I'm just saying that he didn't have a good quarterback situation. He also did not have a financially stable um, salary cap where he can spend and get players to improve the team. He had a lot of bad contracts like Robert Quinn, Roquan Smith. No, Roquan Smith actually wasn't a bad contract. He was on his rookie deal, but um, he had to get rid of Khalil Mack. There was a lot of decisions that Ryan Poles really had to make, and today I'm going to go over all the decisions that he made and give a grade to what I believe he did and how he's helped this team. So, so first, Ryan Poles in the draft, the 2022 draft did not have a first round pick. Obviously, that was because the Bears did trade up with the New York Giants and gave up their first round pick. And yeah, so Ryan Poles, his first actually move that he made was Jaquan Brisker, safety in the second round. And in my opinion, that was a really, really good pick because Jaquan Brisker has been one of the best safeties in my opinion that's come from the rookie class, and he had a really good year this year. And I remember like that year, Jaquan Brisker literally led our team, the Chicago Bears, in sacks for one season, and that's crazy. He was a safety. He's improving every single year. I think he had like a 4 interception season one year. Like he's been a phenomenal safety for the Chicago Bears, and I think Ryan Poles did a really, really, really good job in making sure he drafted him. So the Bears did trade to get Jaquan Brisker. Actually, they did trade Khalil Mack to the Chargers, which was a really, really good move because Khalil Mack was getting old, and that contract that Ryan Pace gave him was a lot for Khalil Mack, and basically set the Bears back a couple years. So getting rid of Khalil Mack was a good move. And then another thing that so overall, I'll give Ryan Poles an A for that move because he first got rid of Khalil Mack's bad contract and getting someone like Jaquan Brisker in the safety at that time to pair up with Eddie Jackson was a really, really good move and a really good draft pick. And then also the Bears did trade a 2023 sixth round selection to the Chargers in exchange for a seventh round pick. In April 30th, 2022, day three of the draft, and the Bears spent on California safety Elijah Hicks and number 254 pick, North Carolina State punter Trenton Gill, who is the punter right now in the Chicago Bears. In my opinion, Trenton Gill has not been good for the Chicago Bears. There was a stat where he was the worst punter in the league when it came to punts yards. When it came to each kick, he did. In my opinion, I think that was not a great move getting Trenton Gill. But again, you don't hit on all your draft prospects, so it is what it is. Now the Bears did move 20 spots down for the fifth rounder, and got Southern Utah tackle Braxton Jones at number 168th pick. And in my opinion, Braxton Jones has been really good for the Chicago Bears. I think he's one of the bright pieces in the offensive line. Pairing him up with Trevin Jenkins, that was a good draft pick that Ryan Poles did. And then, so in this year's draft, I think Ryan Poles did hit on a lot of picks. So I think trading down from Jalen Carter, like the Bears could have gotten Jalen Carter at number 9, but they traded down to the Eagles, got an extra fourth round pick, and now um they have Darnell Wright at the number 10th overall pick. And I think Darnell Wright's been really good for the Chicago Bears. He's been healthy for most of the season. He's probably he was one of the best graded offensive tackles in the league. I think Ryan Poles hit on that. The Bears really needed offensive line help. Pairing him up with Braxton Jones, Tevin Jenkins, Darnell Wright, I think they're a center away from being really good. So I really grade this draft pick an A. And then he also did hit on some other picks. I feel like Tyreek Stevenson in the second round, trading up to get him in the second round was really good. Also, getting Gervon Dexter Sr. was good. And in my opinion, Tyreek Stevenson, going back to him, should have won Defensive Rookie of the Year. The only reason why he didn't win is because, the NFL just hates the Chicago Bears and they just don't want to give any Chicago Bears players any credit or anything when he really played well, and in my opinion, played better than Devin Witherspoon. Now, credit, Devin Witherspoon did play against better opponents, people can argue, but if you look at the stats, Tyree Stevenson did have 4 interceptions this season, which is really good. He led all rookies, but that's for another video. Now, the only move I think Ryan Poles has done really bad, in my opinion, there's actually two, but in my opinion, one of them is not as bad as people think it is. The first one I think was bad was giving Chase Claypool for basically a first round pick. Although it's called a second round pick, it was basically a first round pick because the Miami Dolphins did not have their pick due to tampering. So basically, the Chicago Bears gave the 32nd overall pick the to the Pittsburgh Steelers for Chase Claypool. Now, at first, I was really happy, but then I realized, why are we giving a second round pick to basically a diva? And Chase Claypool, the Chicago Bears literally never won a game with Chase Claypool playing. And hey, he had a lot of attitude problems, was not a good wide receiver. Really fell off after his rookie season. And yeah, that was just not a good pick for Ryan Poles. I give him an F for that. I think everybody would. And then I think another one that people are really really sad about, some Chicago Bears fan, is getting rid of Roquan Smith. Now, I do understand the philosophy where Ryan Poles was going. Roquan Smith was asking for $20 million a year for 5 years, so basically $100 million, basically the contract that the Baltimore Ravens were giving. But at the situation the Chicago Bears were at, I just don't think that the Bears are ready to re-sign Roquan Smith. The team was not good. They needed to rebuild, and I feel like Roquan Smith going to the Ravens really benefited both parties. It gave the Chicago Bears more cap to sign more players, like young players like T.J. Edwards and Tremaine Edmonds, which costed $18 million. So you got two good linebackers for the price of one. Now I do realize that Roquan Smith is a homegrown talent, and not paying him was not good. And I feel like Roquan Smith is like a top 3 linebacker in the league, and he played really good this season. But you have to understand where Ryan Poles is coming from. He needs to build this team. He needed to have more money to spend with to upgrade the wide receivers, to upgrade the defense, to upgrade the defensive line, the offensive line. There's so many things. And the Chicago Bears at that season was the worst team in the football. They were the worst team, and you need to improve the team, and you can't just pay Roquan Smith the bag and not get any cap and then not be able to spend in free agency. So I do understand the move. So in my opinion, I give Ryan Poles an A- for that. It was bittersweet to lose Roquan Smith, but in my opinion, I understood the philosophy, and that's just how it is. Now, the biggest decision Ryan Poles has to make is, what is he going to do with Justin Fields and Caleb Williams? We've talked about this a lot in the channel. I'm really tired of this conversation, but it is a decision that he needs to make right. If he doesn't make this decision right, I mean, I don't know if he will get a job after this. I mean, that's how crazy this decision is, right? You have to hit on this. You got to make this quarterback decision right. If you stick with Justin Fields and you miss out on Caleb Williams, and if Caleb Williams goes to Washington and plays really well, and then Justin Fields doesn't play well in Chicago, you basically missed out on another quarterback like you did with C.J. Stroud. Granted, no one thought that C.J. Stroud would be this good, but like at the end of the day, you have to realize that missing out on generational talent is a big problem with Chicago Bears, knowing that they never had a generational quarterback. Now, if Caleb Williams becomes a bust, then you also have this, and Justin Fields goes to Pittsburgh and plays really well, or the Atlanta Falcons, Ryan Poles is also in the wrong. So it's really a bad hard decision for Ryan Poles to make. I feel like he will hit this decision really well. Whatever decision he makes probably will work out at the end. So overall, in my opinion, I think Ryan Poles has done a really good job with the situation that he came from. I give him an A. Like, I know I've given him A's all over the ground except for that Chase Claypool trade. But I think he's hit on most of his draft picks. He's made really good free agency moves for the Chicago Bears, and I'm so excited to see what he will do this 2024 offseason with all the cap space he has. And all I got to say for Ryan Poles is re-sign Jalen Johnson, please. That's all I ask. All the Bears fans ask. Without further ado, that's going to wrap it up for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Until next time, peace.